But you are not an Ultra Spectre Elite 4000 Deluxe.
What's up, meta-nerds? This complete breakdown of the Hanar species will pull from every resource available to completely understand one of the most unique species in our galaxy, starting with their biology and homeworld. In the shimmering depths of their aquatic homeworld, Kage, the ethereal Hanar drift gracefully, their radiant forms a testament to the diversity of life in the galaxy. Towering above humans, their elegance is underscored by a cascade of flowing tentacles, each one delicate yet essential. But to venture among the stars and the thrumming decks of space stations, these invertebrates rely on intricate contragravitic levitation packs, which allow them to defy the gravitational constraints that their watery evolution did not prepare them for. Despite the gossamer fragility suggested by their appearance, the Hanar have a lot of secrets. Capable of producing natural toxins and surprisingly possessing an internal skeletal structure. And they have no sexual dimorphism. Just like how they did not fit in with the galactic norm of a overall humanoid shape, they differ from most in that they reproduce asexually, being a hermaphrodite like snails or earthworms and even some species of fish. Their biology is so unique that as members of the galactic community forged a path to a new galaxy, scientists of the Andromeda Initiative had an incredibly difficult time trying to put these aquatic beings in cryostasis.
It seems they're also bringing along Drell, Hanar, and other species as well. Managing all of their biological needs caused complications. We won't see them for some time to come.
Truly, the Hanar stand, or rather float, as a luminous reminder of the boundless paths evolution can take. The azure expanse of Kage, their homeworld, stretched seemingly endless beneath a perpetual veil of clouds. Circling a vibrant white star, its landscape, 90% oceans, hides an awe-inspiring secret: ancient Prothean ruins. These remnants of a bygone era profoundly influenced Hanar culture, leading them to venerate the Protheans as the Enkindlers, divinely appointed teachers who brought them civilization and the gift of language. In a historic act of interspecies outreach, the Hanar stretched a tentacle to the aiding Drell civilization on Rakana, a world marred by strife and resource depletion. Witnessing the Drell's societal collapse, the Hanar intervened, rescuing a significant number of them and offering them refuge on Kage. Having found a new purpose amongst the Hanar, have since intertwined their destinies in a relationship called the Compact. It's a bond often misunderstood by outsiders, mistakenly seen as servile. Yet the Drell have permeated all strata of Hanar society, and many take pride in their allegiance to Hanar households, occasionally even being initiated into the intimate ritual of knowing a Hanar's soul name.
Why do you refer to yourself as this one and it?
For the same reason that humans are so inquisitive. It is part of our culture. Specifically, Hanar only refer to themselves in the first person with family or intimates. And we rarely do so with other species. It is just our way.
I've got a list of new Hanar arrivals, pal. Forwarding it to you.
Damn. These are all face names. The Hanar names from the Alliance raid are soul names. And Hanar's soul names are private. There's no public record. Can you get back to their personal communications?
Communication for the Hanar is an ethereal dance of light, a ballet of bioluminescent signals which most species, barring the modified eyes of some Drell, will require technology in order to see. Though they can also speak in the languages of other species, and that speech is a testament to their meticulous nature, emphasizing precision and a level of politeness that verges on the ceremonial.
Pardon me, this one has been listening. This one suspects you are a Prothean.
Hey, Hanar. I remember your kind when you were still minnows in the ocean.
This one is unworthy. This one has seen the face of an Enkindler.
They consider your kind to be their gods.
A pity we did not teach them to speak better.
While seemingly gentle, the Hanar's physicality should not be underestimated. They possess a deadly gripping strength, and those neurotoxins can be fatal. Often, though, they rely on their Drell allies for tasks requiring agility and combat expertise, a dynamic exemplified by the Drell assassin, Thane. Yet, for all their potential for lethal action, the Hanar uphold strict moral codes. They condemn any form of animal fighting, seeing it as a degradation of empathy, believing that empathy was the cornerstone of society. And be sure to check out my shop at geekygrotto.com. Every purchase helps support this channel, and I bought a whole bunch of new stuff. Really can tell how good the quality on these items are, and they're all at a fraction of the price. This is the Hubble telescope, which is just part of the space shuttle kit. I also got this enormous bag, is the Athens the entire city kit. Really excited about the Apollo moon landing kit. You can see there all the parts that break apart for the actual lunar module. That thing's 39 inches long. It's going to need its whole row up there. On every listing, you'll see the block size. Some are like the little mini blocks, but most are the smaller building blocks, the normal size that are compatible with Lego. I really wanted to get into this once I realized that Lego doesn't want to make any sets connected to real-world militaries. You'll see under the military tab, we have a huge selection from all sorts of eras. And of course, space, real-world vehicles, kawaii, cute tabletop decorations, stuff like that. All kinds of great fantasy builds, real-world locations, and of course all the parts, accessories, motors, anything like that you'll need. Use the link down below for 10% off geekygrotto.com. Every purchase helps support this channel. Be sure to check it out. I'm sure you'll find something you love. If we could see that society deep under the swirling depths of Kajie's oceans, and if our eyes could see the luminescent exchanges between its inhabitants, we'd notice a culture deep and bright where two races, once strangers, now swim in the same seas with mutual respect and shared destiny. One of the greatest displays was the Festival of Nyahir, or First Cresting Bloom, which shines brightly as bioluminescent hues cascade through the waters in a radiant celebration of speech, revering that gift given to them by the Enkindlers. Over 13 mesmerizing days, the Hanar immerse themselves in a festive communion of intellect and artistry. Underwater arenas resonate with impassioned debates, while others echo the rhythmic cascadence of poetry duels.
I suppose we could catch a Hanar poetry reading.
No offense, but if the end of the galaxy is coming, I'm not going out on the phrase, "This one feels like a flower."
Champions of these events earn an honor, with their names glowing luminously on Mount Vasla, the majestic underwater volcano cradling ancient Prothean ruins. Yet reverence for the Enkindlers can manifest into fervent activism, especially when these ancient sites are targeted from external forces. Many Hanar zealously protect against excavations, believing the Prothean relics to be sacrosanct and not to be meddled with. Discovering that the mass relays were not of Prothean origin delivered a seismic shock to the foundation of Hanar belief. While many grappled with denial, figures like Albright Olos X saw it as a testament to an even greater cosmic benevolence predating the Enkindlers. But like many beliefs, the light of the Enkindlers' faith casts shadows where extremists can lurk. The cult led by Kolai, for instance, espoused a controversial dogma that the Enkindlers erred in uplifting the galaxy's organic life. From their point of view, all existing life is a festering corruption. They prophesize a day of extinguishment where the Enkindlers will return in divine fury to purify the galaxy, correcting that mistake of giving us all sapience. Perhaps more unsettling, or in line with this, is the cult's absolute conviction in a passive existence, that to act in any way is sin. It's a philosophy the main Hanar populace and the governance cannot abide, and hence a faction of Kolai's followers sought solace among the stars, joining the Andromeda Initiative in hopes of finding a galaxy where their contentious beliefs could thrive unopposed. The Hanar, with their luminous grace, have always preferred the tranquil embrace of their underwater worlds over the bustling clamor of intergalactic commerce centers. Their reluctance to engage extensively with other species has shaped an economy as isolated as their oceanic abodes. With most standard technologies molded for the bipedal and digit-equipped species of the galaxy, the Hanar are left with a limited suite of tools and devices that cater to their unique form. As a result, their participation in the broader galactic economy is limited, both in terms of import and export. But there are exceptions. Hanar-produced alcohol has found its way into more discerning connoisseurs' collections. For instance, the Batarian entrepreneur Eden Hada is known to have a palate for these elusive liquors. Such transactions, given the Batarian's own complex relationship with Citadel Space, likely come through the nebulous channels of gray market trading. Yet when it comes to their own indulgences, Hanar favor the experience offered by the Mindfish, a psychedelic marine creature. By 2186, its population had even spread to some establishments in the Citadel, like the Silver Coast Casino, meaning a similar effect must take place in other species, and suggesting a discreet but growing interest in this exotic product. The delicate, gelatinous form of the Hanar does come with limitations, especially when concerned with difficult labor. As a workaround, they've harnessed the efficiency of robo-miners for the extraction of valuable planetary resources. These mechanized entities, deftly navigating the depths, represent the ingenious ways in which the Hanar adapt and thrive within their constraints. And as for government, the illuminated primacy is the guiding star of the Hanar society. As tranquil and glowing as their underwater realm, the primacy embodies the very essence of the Hanar's cultural and political beliefs. and their potential consideration for a council seat shows their significance in galactic politics. Though this notion also raises eyebrows and questions regarding the exact nature of the contribution the Hanar might have made, with it seeming like other species had to do a whole lot more to get that seat. They also are by no means a very open society, with such a reverence on speech, seeing it as a holy gift from the Enkindlers.
Your people know them as the Protheans. They are the true creators of this one's people. The Enkindlers raised the Hanar from ignorance into consciousness by granting this one's people the gift of speech.
It's central to the Hanar culture, and any perceived deviation from their accepted form of speech is all categorized as incorrect speech. To outsiders, this adherence to their linguistic code paints a picture of the Hanar as somewhat elitist, and you'll hear them called by the derogative term jellies.
I could arrest the jelly, but my superior has requested that I find a solution that does not anger the Hanar. Why should the jellies get special treatment?
Their fervent defense of religious beliefs is both a testament to their deep-rooted faith and a source of contention amongst other races in the Citadel, be it their determined preaching or spirited protests against Prothean excavation sites. The Hanar have shown they will defend their religious rights with unwavering conviction.
The Hanar become vocal when they feel their religious beliefs are being suppressed.
The truth of the Enkindlers is universal. This one humbly believes that the truth should not be suppressed. Exacting payment as a means of imposing limits upon the truth is an abrogation of this one's religious freedom.
But we can't paint all Hanar as solely isolationists. Some have proven adept at forging alliances, as seen during their collaboration with the System Alliance against the Batarians. Their contribution to the Andromeda Initiative also speaks volumes about their forward thinking and desire to explore beyond known boundaries. Even if that was inspired by religious persecution, / being an insane cult, to the point it shows that some, even if a minority, are able to break out of this cultural mold. And they seemed very skilled in the intricacies of galactic diplomacy, some having covert liaisons with other races like the Asari.
And Balone has a mistress?
An Asari poet. To be honest, I think he was pressured into it to improve relations with Thessia.
His government approves of him having an affair with an Asari poet?
No, they'd fire him if it became public. They're a paradoxical culture. There shouldn't be many new arrivals. They're a mildly xenophobic species.
Xenophobic?
I could use a more polite term if you prefer. Private? Reclusive? If a Hanar group is opposing war with the Reapers, my suspicions were correct.
On the one hand, stringent in their beliefs, on the other, willing to maneuver within the intricate web of interstellar politics. And don't forget their allies. The prowess of the Drell in specialized combat roles cannot be understated. Their ability to move swiftly and efficiently, combined with the Hanar's overall strategies, make them a formidable covert force. Being trained from a tender age, the Drell operatives bring a lethal precision to their missions. This has allowed the Hanar to maintain a strong defensive stance, even while having a limited naval force. During the Reaper invasion, the bond between the Hanar and Drell is tested and solidified.
Commander Shepard, John Dumbao, Special Tactics and Recon. I've got intel suggesting that high-level Hanar officials may be indoctrinated.
Zamandis?
Or should I say, regards the works of the Enkindlers in despair?
It seems this one has been apprehended, but confinement is irrelevant. The work of the Enkindlers cannot be stopped.
The decision of the Hanar to deploy the Drell, who were traditionally reserved for covert ops, putting them into the forefront of the battle, showcases the emergency and magnitude of this threat they face. And many point out that this could reinforce the idea that the Drell did not see themselves as oppressed. They were defending their homeworld too, never thinking of it as their adoptive homeworld or one imposed on them. And it is during this period of a galaxy at war with the Reapers that we see the automated defense system that encircles the planet being a testament to their technological advancement. But like any complex system, it has vulnerabilities. The ease of access for those with just moderate clearance within the Hanar government posed a significant risk. A mere virus, if introduced into the mainframe, has the potential to cripple the defenses, laying bare the planet to any external threat.
Which I have just uploaded.
Damn it. Wait, a virus would be detected unless sent on low-priority channels which have a time lag. I may be able to block the upload.
You may be delayed.
Forget about me! Stop the upload! Did you stop it?
We did it. The Hanar are safe.
Thanks, Shepard. Honored to work with you.
The fact that such a meticulous system is left open to sabotage is surprising for a race known for its meticulousness and precision, but it does show how much they trusted one another, perhaps never seriously considering that a threat could come from within their own government. That's it for the breakdown, and as for behind the scenes facts, when making the French version of the game, the Hanar are named the Hanari because not pronouncing that H in the front, or like Hanar in French, is slang for anarchist. There are a lot of what seem to be Japanese-style influences on the Hanar species, everything from that period of isolationism, the idea of a public face and private face, in a culture that relatively has really low issues with crime or just general antisocial behavior, while also having the image of outsiders as being perhaps too strict, too focused on cultural norms. There's always a play between freedom and chaos, as well as just being people intricately tied to the seas. You can see a lot of the Japanese influences on the Hanar. But one surprisingly adult version is that there are certain games sold in the Citadel at Shin Akiba, which let's just say plays off of a Japanese movie category. In this case, it features a Sari with Hanar and the exploration of all those tentacles. Another not so demonetize this level video point is that on Ilum there's an advertisement for a movie with Blasto, who is a Hanar Spectre. He's inspired by Dirty Harry, and there's a great line that he has, quote, "a lover in every port and a gun in every tentacle."
The council thought that Blasto, the first Hanar Spectre, would play by the rules.
This one has forgotten whether its heat sink is over capacity. It wonders whether the criminal scum considers itself fortunate.
Got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
They were wrong.
This one doesn't have time for your solid waste excretions.
He's got a lover in every port and a gun in every tentacle.
Enkindle this.
Blasto the jellyfish stings available for extranet purchase this fall from Ilium Entertainment.
In the Citadel DLC, we learned that Hanar were appetizers during Javik's cycle, preferably boiled or fried, which means that their Enkindlers, their gods, would eat them without much thought being put into it, as a mere appetizer.
In my cycle, your kind were nothing more than appetizers. Would you prefer to be boiled or fried?
And as for the voiceover, all Hanar are voiced by Mark Meer.
For the various alien races. So I sort of determined the way that the aliens sound and what their base sound is. Some of it's fairly obvious, like the Krogan will have deep guttural voices and things like that. And so this was in very early stages, and I was just working from concept art. So the Solarians, the Turians, what all of the base sounds of the races would sound like. And I was developing a sound set for the actors who would be playing the various alien races. And during that process, I was asked to audition for Commander Shepard.
If you made it this far, please hit that like button. It's the best way to help me out. Members get early access to videos, subscribe to see more, and check out these suggestions. I'm sure you'll like them. Most important of all, remember, never trust a philosopher that negates that one's self. But for now, I should go.